A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, they had all sorts of cool technology, but apparently they never invented a way of sending money back and forth. And that's the subject of today's Idea of the Day. Whenever I talk about Star Wars on my channel, things get really crazy. I get a lot of people watching them. I mean, compared to my other videos, which are actually pretty darn good, by the way, you should subscribe and see more. Compared to my other videos, whenever I talk about Star Wars, I get a lot of activity because I have a real passion for Star Wars. And one of the things I always found interesting was that if you watch the original Star Wars, and of course you do this having the hindsight and foresight of knowing what happened in The Empire Strikes Back and what happened in Return of the Jedi. But what we do know is that Han Solo was in it for the reward, originally. We know he wanted to get his reward. He needed the reward. And in fact, he not only needed the reward, he had to pay off Jabba the Hutt or he'd be dead. He literally would have been dead. And we know that Jabba eventually was so angry, he eventually chased after him and turned him into carbonite and all the other stuff. So here's the thing. So here he is in our new version of Hindsight, where George Lucas originally filmed a scene where he talks to Jabba. So here's the point. In the original Star Wars, it would have actually been better if they had left the scene in the cantina where he kills Greedo and he's on the run. As far as he knows, as far as we knew as an audience, he did something. Now he probably really got Jabba angry because he just killed his henchman. He killed his bounty hunter. So he kills Greedo, and that would have been a perfect end to why he disappeared into space. But no, George Lucas filmed another scene with Harrison Ford as Han Solo in the original setting in 1976 or whenever they filmed it, because it came out in 77. He actually had a scene with him talking to Jabba after killing Greedo. So he's killed Greedo and he talks to Jabba. They used originally an actor and then they eventually superimposed what Jabba looked like after they did the Return of the Jedi. So now he has this scene where he's talking to Jabba and he's saying, yeah, I know, he tells him, well, you killed Greedo, why'd you do? So the bottom line, he has this conversation with Jabba about, oh, don't worry, I got it all taken care of. I had to, the Greedo thing, he was going to kill me, self-defense, who shot first, yada, 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 not important. So here he is, he has this scene. Now in revisionist world, that basically means that at the moment the original Star Wars ends, he's kind of cool with Jabba. In other words, at that moment, Jabba was not killing him because he killed Greedo. He's actually talking to Jabba. Jabba is not directly looking for him right away. And in fact, in the conversation, Han is reassuring him that he's got a real good fare. He's going to be taking some people, easy money, be back in a couple of days, bring him his money, everything will be done. And Jabba is basically saying, all right, you better, otherwise I'm going after you. So the point is that it actually took away from what ended up happening later, because now at that point it diffused the bomb, almost like because you knew that Han Solo had this conversation with Jabba that he wasn't going after him because he just killed Greedo and this was the last straw. No, he sends him off to space. He goes out, he gets diverted, he goes to the Death Star, he ends up back on at the Rebel base. He gets his reward and he's telling about, I got to get this money to Jabba. Everybody's gunning for me. There's a price on my head, is what he said. Don't they have some other way of getting the money to Jabba? Could he not have sent somebody else at the end of that, instead of it being like, well, he goes through the whole years of whatever time? They don't tell you how much time took place between the original Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back, but you're kind of given the idea that it's been a while. So you got this time that passes, maybe several years, and he still hasn't paid off Jabba. And he's telling people at the beginning of Empire Strikes Back, yeah, I got to get out of here. I really got to go. Those bounty hunters are getting closer and closer. Would it have made sense? Now, I understand he did this to be noble. He wanted to be part of the rebellion. But wouldn't it have made sense to find some other way to get the money to him? Don't they have some sort of intergalactic banking system? Maybe, I don't know, he could have used a credit card, maybe a debit card, write him a check. I don't know, but there's got to be some other way he could have sent the money over. He could have even sent over send over a Jawa. I don't know. Find some way. Now that he had the money, he actually had the money. They gave him money. It was all, metal, gold, or whatever it is. But he had the money. Send the money to Jabba And he could have avoided all that other stuff. He wouldn't have been captured on Hoth, all the other things that happened to him. He wouldn't have been in Carbonite. It all would have ended if he had just simply found somebody else to send over the money. What do you think? Isn't that the way it should have happened? But what do I know? That's today's idea of the day. All right, so that's today's idea of the day. I hope you liked it. If you visit ideaoftheday.com, you'll see a new one every day. Every day. Yeah, some of them don't suck. And don't forget to subscribe. And you can see them here every day. Brand new one. And some of my videos don't suck either.